Hey everybody. For this week, we didn't do our typical videos. Alicia and I figured we would both just do a little recap of what the first month has sort of looked like for each of us and a little bit of what we're learning. So we're both coming at you from our jungle house in Haiku on Maui. I know Alicia is filming her video too, talking a little bit about, oh sorry for all the shaking. Talking a little bit about what she's been learning. So for me, I was kind of evaluating where I'm at with this first month of Live Vulnerably. So that's what I want to talk about. Right now, I think the main point that I want to make in this video is the value that comes with releasing yourself from the pressure that we often tend to put on ourselves about feeling understood or misunderstood by people. So I know that's a little long-winded. So basically just releasing that pressure to not worry about feeling misunderstood. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I'm learning right now in the first month of Live Vulnerably. When we first talked about starting Live Vulnerably about a year and a half ago, we were really looking for people who had kind of gone through some sort of uncertainty and turmoil in a relationship that they knew was good, but weren't sure how to navigate some of the conflict and some the very real life sort of issues and fears that come up. We had found a lot of people, a lot of blogs and speakers and books and YouTube videos, all that, from people who had been 20 years removed from that sort of conflict and said, oh, this is our journey and here's what happened so many years ago, and so glad we know what we know now, and that's great. That's great. I honor that and I value that. It didn't exactly speak to us though about where we were, and it didn't really feel like we were finding people who were with us in process. And then this kind of gave way to an idea of what it means to be in process. The reason we started Live Vulnerably is because we really believe in the value of being in process. That's something that I hope has kind of gotten across from a lot of what we've been posting and talking about in this first month. There's value to being in process and creativity. There's value to being in process with a dream or a vision that you have for your future. Value to it in a relationship or in your view of the world or understanding of the culture around you. It's okay to not fully be at the destination yet, so to speak. It's really more about a journey, right? We hear that a lot, and we're big subscribers to that, Alicia and I think vulnerability is the key to unlocking that. And now here's where the misunderstanding and the understanding kind of comes in that I want to talk about. A lot of people are not going to understand your journey, and that's okay. Not a lot of people are gonna, or not, I shouldn't say not a lot of people, but there will always be people who will not really be on board with where you're at in the journey at some point. And that's completely fine. It's not about making everybody like you or everybody like the exact spot that you're at somewhere in life. And there's going to be people who don't understand where you're coming from. For me, I think I internalized a lot of that for so much of my life, right down to how I carried myself and what I liked as a kid all the way into adulthood. This is something I posted about on my own personal Facebook and Instagram about a week back, just kind of celebrating some of the things that I like and some of the things that make me me. And I know that that's not going to be everyone's jam, and that's all right. For so long, I allowed mosquitoes. I allowed my fear of being not really understood by people, and I allowed my insecurity about being misunderstood to water down my vision for what I want in life, and really water down the version of myself that I presented to people, so that it almost became like a mask or like a curated version of who I am that would be most pleasing to everybody around me. Let me tell you, that's not a way to live life. I think when you do that, you really miss out on your actual calling and what you're passionate about. And with Live Vulnerably, we're really trying to tap into that. Our hearts are for vulnerability. We believe in vulnerability. We really believe in the fact that when you kind of let your weaknesses show, or where you let the struggle in the process show, that there's always going to be a connection point for someone, and that's going to actually help you tap into your true vision, your true voice, your true self, the deepest parts of yourself. And that's what vulnerability does. Having said that, I can tell by the fact that, there's plenty of people who have given us some criticism that's not going to gel with everybody, and that's all right. The fact that not everyone's going to understand vulnerability as like a key motivator for us doesn't change the fact that it still has value to us. And I want to encourage and empower you with that today. Not everybody is going to understand where you're at or what you believe in, and that is all right. Release yourself from that pressure to be fully understood and letting your value come from being understood and accepted. Something that I also posted about the other day on my own personal social media was about a friend who said to me, I think this was on the same post actually, a friend who said to me like a couple weeks back, he said, "Can you dare to show up rejectable?" And what he meant by that was, can I dare to show up and be myself and talk about where I'm at, talk about what I'm learning without the fear that I'm going to be rejected, or without the need for the validation of every single person in the room. And that's not popular. We live in a world, an Instagram-driven world, where the influencers tell you what you should like, and tell you how you should dress, and tell you how you should behave, and even tell you how your photos should look on social media, all that sort of thing. And that's fine. That's good. There's a lot of people who can jump on that bandwagon and find a lot of value in it. But I think for the majority of us, there's also a value that is lost, and there's a vision that's watered down when we feel the need to only be pleasing and acceptable to the majority of the people around us. So I hope today you feel encouraged. That's what I've been learning a lot in this first month of Live Vulnerably. Not everyone's going to understand me. Not everyone's going to understand my marriage and my vision for empowering other people's relationships. Not everyone's going to understand my creative voice. But then on the flip side, a lot of people are going to. We've gotten a lot of feedback too. We've gotten a lot of great compliments, and a lot of people who say, I love what you guys are doing, and I love the fact that you are kind of laying it all out there and letting people know where you're at in the process. For me, X, Y, and Z has been a great connection point because I feel understood. So that's why we're doing what we're doing, is because we do want to reach those people who do understand. And I'm learning in this first month to release the pressure of having to carry it all on my shoulders to make everybody understand. So yeah, that is that. I won't be too much longer. I think this is it. This is our little tree house if you guys want to see. Oh, I can't flip this around. There's a duck. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for listening. And we will be coming at you again next week with a couple more videos. We are gonna kind of have a real honest discussion about answering some of the questions people have been asking us about what has been really difficult, like actual specifics, and what has been really awesome and actual bonding connection points in our marriage. So we'll have 2 videos next week for you with those topics. And until then, I guess I don't really have a sign off. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.